I like to believe that Quakers in their core hearts are really rebellious. I think what I've learned about early friends is that is a part of the origin story of this rebellious spirit saying, no, we won't accept the systems of power or hierarchy that are laid out here. In fact, everyone has access to God, and we're going to really tell everyone very firmly that that is what we believe. My name's Lina Blount. I live in Germantown, Philadelphia, and the Earth Quaker Action Team is my primary spiritual community and connection to Quakerism. The Earth Quaker Action Team, or EQAT, is a group of Quakers and non-Quakers who are using spiritually grounded, nonviolent direct action to fight for economic and environmental justice. I was introduced to Quakerism through EQAT, and I didn't have a major spiritual community before I came to this organization. And I remember one of my very first actions with EQAT, we went to the Philadelphia Flower Show, and we're setting up a flower crime scene because the flowers in Appalachia were being destroyed through mountaintop removal coal mining. And I was a student, and I kind of showed up and did what I was told to do without really knowing the whole action plan. But I remember at one point, someone called for worship, and it got really quiet within that group. And there was noise and movement all around us, people going to and from in the flower show. But in that quiet, there was something really compelling to me. There's something about holding worship while we're in action that I think makes EQAT more powerful than if it was just us showing up and going through the motions. Now that I've been involved for a couple of years, I can't tell you the number of times that we've been in an action and someone's called for silence or someone has spoken out of silence, and a whole shift in energy and possibility in the moment was made possible because of the worship in those spaces. Spirit is always invited into what we're up to, in our actions, in our meetings. And as someone who didn't have vocabulary for that or experience of Quaker meeting outside of action, it was a very, very powerful introduction. I think one of the most important things that I've learned in EQAT and that I've seen replicated in EQAT is that being clear enough to act isn't the same as being certain of all the details. And that there are things that you can do as an organization and as a group of people to build trust and to build your skills in being flexible and learning and supporting each other through uncertainty. But if you're clear enough to act, it's so much more important to act than to really get bogged down in finding certainty, because we can learn through our actions, and holding yourself accountable to learning and acting and reflecting and learning and acting and reflecting and learning is so important. And the injustices of our system are too urgent for us to wait all the time for every single detail. And for me, it's a deeply spiritual thing to navigate faithfully your clearness in action. I think that's something that EQAT's taught me in a really profound way, is that if we embrace our learning together, our action can be powerful and can get more powerful as we gain knowledge in the campaign. But starting the action is critically important.
I'm here in Philadelphia, where it is finally spring, and I just finished my bike commute to the Friends Journal office. Happy Bike to Work Month. Thank you for watching this QuakerSpeak video. We release a new video every Thursday, and if you'd like to subscribe to the project, you can click on this link over here. You can see all the videos we've ever released down here. You can support the project for as little as $1 per video. That link is just below me. Hope you have a great Thursday.